So that's good.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
we're live.
Nice.
We're live. All right, everybody. Welcome to the longest waiting line in the history of YouTube. We finally hit number 82. Um, so tonight we have on with us is Carolina native, Mr. Josh Gibbs. Um, wow, that was a long waiting line. Holy shiza. Um, first things first. For everybody that's in here, tomorrow is our Community Spotlight Tuesday event to support your favorite boutique company. All you have to do is post a picture, tag the company, say Small Brands Quality Smokes. And every Tuesday you do that, you get in for the raffle. At the end of the month, we draw a winner. That winner comes and gets a prize from the sponsor. So you don't have to do much. It's about 35 seconds of a post and collaborate with us. Um, Support your favorite brands, people. Support them.
Yeah.
No legacy, no heritage. I will deny you.
I
If
don't,
you give
what?
me a Placencia, even though it is a craft, I will say no.
Yeah.
Hey, the rules are simple.
The
You know
rules
what
are
I mean?
simple. Small brands. These are the brands that you have trouble finding in lounges and you know cigar shops, and you're like, how do I get these? Don't go with the biggest of the dogs. Come on now. Represent the boutique world. Um, you like the giveaways? We do an easy one. That is correct, Wig Wag. You hand that at me, you won't get good words. No Gurkha.
Okay, comments. I see it. Okay.
You know how? Oh wait, does Wig Wag don't know me in Gurkha? Um, I am right now cannot post on my personal page on IG, so I might be taking a break for a little bit. Might be doing some creative things to try to play with stuff, but that's me. Other people can post. Don't worry about me. Um, I'll still do me. Angel.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Community Spotlight Live. Tonight, we're putting the spotlight on a brand that represents more than premium cigars. It's about the heritage, the craftsmanship, and the relationships in the spirit of North Carolina. Tonight's guest is Josh Gibbs, founder of North Carolina Native Cigars. Hey, Josh has taken his passion for cigars and bourbon and turned it into something that connects with the people through the smokes and the meaningful experiences. Welcome, Josh, to the Community Spotlight
Welcome
Live.
in, Josh.
I appreciate you guys inviting me on. I look forward to it. Mhm.
So let's start off like, who is Josh Gibbs? Let us know, like, who are you? Like, let everyone know the
Awesome.
person.
So, my name is Josh Gibbs, as you guys know. I am from Eastern North Carolina, Marine Corps town called Jacksonville near Camp Lejeune. I grew up in a long military family. Grandfather was a retired Marine, and we stayed there to stay close to family. And I was even a contractor early on in my career with the government, working overseas, working here locally, working in IT as I was building my IT career. And then went through some personal losses and moved here to the Raleigh Durham capital city of North Carolina to grow in the tech world. And kind of also went through some of the struggles in the last couple of years that a lot of people do when they work in tech, and went through layoffs. And I was already deeply ingrained with my love for bourbon and discovered cigars, and got really heavily into them. I'm kind of a obsessive learner, I guess you would say. When I get into something, I go all the way, right? And I want to understand every aspect of it, how it's made, why it's made, where the history came from. And I was kind of working on the side with a local bourbon distillery, and they were doing their own barrel rested cigars. So I started researching into it and gotten the idea, as a lifelong North Carolina resident as well. There's a large, I don't want to call it a migration, but a lot of people are moving to this state and really don't know anything about the history. So I had this idea of, why don't I bring people together And early on in my social media, you'll see a lot more advertising kind of things now, but talking about the history and heritage, different people, places, and facts that kind of bring to light things that people never knew about North Carolina. And so that kind of got me started down the road. And I started working. One disclaimer I always put through, because it's called Carolina Native Cigars. People always ask, is there Carolina tobacco? I say, no. That would be pipe tobacco and cigarette tobacco. That is not the quality of tobacco you want in a premium handmade, hand-rolled cigar. So I started working with an importer. I started working with some guys out of Ybor City and Nicaragua, and started importing and working on a brand myself. And so I've been slowly growing this while also in the tech market now, and also at a bourbon distillery, because I can't turn down the exciting opportunity to be a part of making bourbon either. I decided to come out with some signature blends for now, but I've got plans for quite a bit of different projects along the way as I can grow this brand. And as I move forward, there's going to be all kinds of lines that will be named after maybe famous people. I'm not going to give too many things away, or locations that are historic. And I mean long line historic, not things like just colleges or things that people already know about North Carolina. There's some really deep history all the way back to, Christopher Columbus days. I know that's a controversial person in history, but it's still history to remember what happened in North Carolina and what brought it into the state that it is today. And that seems to be one of the fastest growing states in the country too. So yeah, I mean, I've developed all this now, and I keep growing on all angles. And I'm grateful to the support of guys like Angel and Greg, and kind of pushing out and using social media to get some awareness going on all across the country. I met Greg and you guys both, Angel too, through lives from other cigar influencers where they would host lives. And, I kind of look forward to seeing where this goes. Mm-hmm.
So you said that you wanted to bring the culture of Carolina into the cigars.
Sure.
Was there a specific piece of Carolina culture that sparked that interest that you said, this right here, boom, there's something right here that I want to bring alive even more?
Yeah. So indirectly, but also directly, I would say there is a growing and diverse different backgrounds of culture in North Carolina today. I'm from a small town in eastern North Carolina, 20 minutes from the beaches, right? That's small town living. And some of those areas are also growing today. And when you come out even to cities like Raleigh, where I live now, it's almost hard pressed to find people that are originally from here, right? So I meet a lot of people from the West Coast, the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, all of the above, because they come here because there's a lot of industry, there's a lot of medical, there's a lot of tech, and a growing interest in things like, as we all know, the cigar market is growing right now. The cultures I want to bring together, the key thing that I focus on is community. With everything going on in today's world, cigars, bourbon, they really bring people together from all different backgrounds. And they kind of, it allows you to get to know each other, grow and expand your interests and knowledge base based on simple conversations about while enjoying a cigar. A cigar is something that allows you to sit back and kind of forces you to learn to sit back and relax. That's what it did for me. It helped me learn to sit down and enjoy the moment and enjoy the present. I was always somebody that was go, 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 very fast paced. And I'm grateful to cigars and the bourbon culture because they balance me out. So I would say culturally wise, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of rich history, as I already mentioned, all the way back to revolutionary times and before that. And so specific, I think it's a little bit of a blend of everything.
So from being from, Eastern North Carolina, like, what do you want people to experience and get from your culture, like when they smoke your cigar? It's like there's just a meaning behind it, like your story or whatever it is.
I hope that they learn a little bit about North Carolina, the state that they're living in, or people across the country that don't know anything about North Carolina. All they do is see what happens on the news. There's so much to this state, from agriculture to industry to technology to medical research to the marine life. There's a huge fishing industry that has slowly refocused, died down, different stages in the last 40 to 50 years in North Carolina. I have some cousins that were originally from the Outer Banks, and they were longtime commercial fishermen. And, that area dried up. It kind of goes in phases, right? And so things move. There's so much going on in North Carolina that people don't realize, especially with the agriculture side of it, right? There's still tobacco farms feeding into, like we said, pipe and cigarette industry and different things like that. There's still corn. We feed a lot of corn into the country's fuel supply, as well as the grocery markets as well. There's and just the rich history behind. There's a lot of military bases here. I'm from a military family, so there's a lot that goes into that as well, about keeping the nation safe, kind of moving forward in other regards as well. So when I think about bringing all that together, it really is for me about forgetting the background and kind of bringing everybody together from all different walks of life and sharing each other's experiences of life and being able to have those conversations and learn more about each other. So community, I think that's the key word to focus on here.
Awesome.
So we
Ryan.
do have a quick question from the community. Mr. Panda. What's up, Panda? What would you say pairs up well with your cigars?
So interesting you say that. Obviously, I'm a bourbon nerd. I can enjoy a bourbon with any cigar. I'm drinking a bourbon tonight, but I'm trying to not overdo it. So I put bourbon and Coke Zero together. I like doing that because it'll slow me down that way, because I'll toss them back. I'm a large guy. I can kind of handle it, but I don't want to get loopy on a live podcast. You know what I mean? So my Connecticut, it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut with an Indonesian Sumatra binder and two different regions in Nicaragua, the Esteli and Jalapa regions, tobacco. My favorite way to enjoy that is with a coffee in the morning. Coffee is such a universal pairing with cigars. Then you've got bourbon. And then also I do a lot of networking here with other entrepreneurs and local business owners. So I'm slowly learning more about wine. You get a dark, full-bodied red wine, that can go really good, especially with a Maduro, in my opinion. But some of these pairings are kind of based on your own palate. I don't know. So one of the things I do on the side, I'm sure you probably asked this because we've already talked about it personally, but I teach a cigar blending and bourbon pairing class occasionally at the local distillery here. And the olfactory senses, your sense of smell, is the secret behind all of your ability to taste flavor and dissect those flavors. So every single person is going to be slightly different. I will throw this out there. Random, not always known fact. Women typically have a stronger olfactory sense than men. So when it comes to bourbon blending at the distillery where I put some work in on the time, the master blender is actually one of the owner's wives. She actually can pick apart those flavors better. So when you start pairing everything, wine, bourbon, I like those stronger flavored alcohols with the darker, like my two Maduros. And then the Habano and the Connecticut more with coffee. He's got the Liga Ligero today. Greg's got that.
Damn good.
I'm finishing.
That's what I'm smoking.
Awesome. It's definitely one of the most popular because it has Condega and Esteli Ligeros in it, wrapped in a San Andreas, right? And so it is a full bodied, but it's also smoothed out a little bit by that San Andreas Maduro leaf. It's also, since I do rolling on the side, anybody who's seen my Instagram, I also do rolling events, education events, pairing events, all kinds of things, weddings, corporate parties, things like that. That is also one of the most temperamental leaves that I've run into. San Andreas leaf is no joke to work with. I have to do 2 different days of hydrating of that leaf before it's ready to be worked with. It's very interesting in that regard. As far as pairing, going back to that topic, I'll try to stay focused. I also got into, thanks to a buddy at the gym, fitness is a big part of my lifestyle too. One of the guys at the gym introduced me to port. That is a really good way, man. It's so sweet. It's got a whole different world of flavors. Right, Portuguese. Yeah, it's a Portuguese port. I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
A lot of more licoricey flavors too.
Yes, thicker. It's heavier on the flavor. It's not as thin and watery. It's not as thin. It doesn't go down as fast as it sticks in your mouth. So you actually, that flavor lingers longer while you're having a cigar. And I love that with my Maderos as well.
So this one that I'm having, I could go reach for a Japanese whiskey and a Scotch right now.
Fantastic. Hibiki Harmony. Have you had that?
No. It's in there. I'm
nice.
Thinking about Mad dashing in there to grab a glass.
I know. I actually really enjoy Suntory and Hibiki, like Japanese whiskeys. I don't get them very often. I primarily admit I stick to it, but that is a good pairing.
I'm a huge Scotch drinker, so I love Japanese
awesome.
whiskey too.
Okay, you're way classier than me then. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
just give me a good bourbon.
When I learned cigars, I got cigars and Scotch when I first learned, and that was my starting ground.
Yeah,
cigars and Johnny Walker, and I got taught everything about all that, and I said, cool, I like Scotch.
Yeah. Highland Park 12 would be one of my go-to Scotches. A good Highland Scotch. I really enjoy those the most.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That being said, I'll be right back for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Let me grab a bottle.
You know, you mentioned bourbon. Like, where did your passion for bourbon come from?
Say that one more time.
So you mentioned bourbon. So what's your, how did your passion for it come from?
I think the fascination of the bourbon industry that hits me is when I started working with this small distillery. I'll do a quick shout out. It's Mystic Farm and Distillery out of Durham, North Carolina. They have perfected their craft because they're very scientific guys. The master blender, or the master distiller is actually a chemist by trade. And so he does that on the side and he creates everything. The 2 owners are mixed between, one guy's a lawyer, one guy's a retired software guy. Oh, there you go. I have not had that one. What is
this? This is a Keigan Sherry Cask Expression, so it does have little hints of little tiny floral, little tiny citrus.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Which should go well with the wood and the chocolate.
Absolutely. So these guys have really honed in and perfected their craft. One of the things that fascinates me about bourbon is, let's call it label identity. A lot of people get really, really into Kentucky bourbon. Kentucky bourbon is the most famous. I'm going to be controversial here and say they've gatekept. They even go on, the guys at Buffalo Trace Distillery, they say bourbon has to be made in Kentucky. That is not legal. That is not true. It is anywhere in the continental states of the United States.
Yep.
So one of the facts that's cool about North Carolina, since we're talking about culture, North Carolina was the top distilled producing state, distilled spirits producing state, all the way up to and especially during Prohibition. It really was. However, it just wasn't legal on record back then, right? You had a whole different time period where a lot of things were changing and a lot of things were outlawed. So what happens when the government makes one thing illegal? People find another way and they do it anyway.
Yeah.
Which is one thing that makes Americans American, right? And we're going to enjoy what we enjoy either way. And that part of that process of development of distilled spirits and moonshine is what they call it, right? During Prohibition is how we got NASCAR, them running from the cops. They were fixing up cars to be able to outrun cop cars. That is where NASCAR came from. So it originated right here in North Carolina.
And I'm a big
So-
NASCAR fan.
Yep. Isn't it only Kentucky bourbon has to be made in Kentucky?
Well,
Regulated.
I don't think there's I don't think there's a legal definition for that. But yeah, Kentucky bourbon's going to be made in Kentucky. But you got
Yeah, but
bourbon being made.
I thought U.S. Senate put regulations on like one of the bourbons of like this is
If
how it
you
has to be
label
done
it-
in order. Yeah.
Sorry, it comes down to the labeling on the bottle.
Yes.
For
Yes.
one,
Yes.
if you call it straight bourbon, it has to be 51% corn
Yeah.
in the mash bill. And so if you're going to call it Kentucky straight bourbon because you want that label identity, it does have to be made in Kentucky, right?
Yes,
They're held
that-
accountable.
that's what they regulated was Kentucky bourbon.
Yes.
Because too many
yes.
people were making bourbon outside of
Yes.
Kentucky, calling it Kentucky bourbon. They were like, no,
Oh,
Japanese
exactly.
whiskey went.
yeah.
Japanese whiskey went through the same thing.
Exactly. And Japanese whiskey is interesting because there's not a whole lot of regulations there. They import scotch, they import bourbon, and they do a lot of different things to evolve that flavor some, right?
So they do similar where in order to have the naming convention Japanese whiskey, you have to
Okay.
follow these sets of rules. If you don't want to follow that, it's whiskey made in Japan.
Mm.
So the traditional guy,
nice.
late 1800s, he went over there to learn how to make scotch. Came back, can't call it
Yeah.
scotch because it's not made in Scotland. So hey, it's Japanese whiskey. Well, it got out of control. They regulated it, saying this is getting away from how this guy did it.
Right.
So if you want to do it the traditional way, it's Japanese whiskey. If you don't want to do it traditional ways, then it's whiskey made in Japan. That's all it is a naming convention. They all, whether it's, well, we want to use rice grain because we have a shit ton of rice left over. Cool,
Sure.
your whiskey made in Japan. That's the only difference. But they're
Mhm.
going to taste very similar.
Very simple. Okay.
That's the only difference. I mean,
It's
but you're going to
similar
taste test bourbon versus Kentucky bourbon, and you taste test that blind. It's how many people are actually going to know that one bottle's made in Kentucky.
100%. Right. Well, and some of that goes into how deep is your knowledge behind the owners of the distillery. It's a large market with large conglomerates that kind of own a lot of the distilleries
Yeah.
and things like that too. So kind of getting into that. I probably don't need to explain it here because I'm sure a lot of the people that on this and watching are big, probably bourbon drinkers if they're American. And so because of that, bourbon has to be 50 to be called bourbon. And especially straight bourbon has to be 51 in general in America. It has to be 51% corn. It has to be majority corn. And from then on, you have to be aged in American white oak every single time. New American white oak at that. You cannot reuse the barrels. There's different filtering levels. Charcoal filtering, typically it's a level 4 char. There's different things on the aging too that require different ages, but actually you only have to have, I think, an age statement if it's like less than 4 years. But the majority of bourbons, to my experience and knowledge, are between 3 to 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And then you have some of the ones with age statements that get to 8 years and beyond, right? Because they're trying to establish a certain branding for that. Yeah, so in North Carolina, this distillery, and there's a lot of other distilleries here in North Carolina that make decent bourbon. We grow our grains locally, like 45 minutes away in Hillsborough, North Carolina. And so we everything that's grown, even down to our high rye bourbon, that's actually made with a grain that's called triticale. It's a rye wheat hybrid because North Carolina climate does not allow for growing of traditional rye grain. It's not cold enough. You need the Midwest for that. So we discovered that, or the company discovered triticale, and they do it that way. We even source the wood. I'm not trying to go on an advertising.
No, but are you getting into your own bourbon labels as well too?
That's a dream for the future. I think
Okay.
the headache behind that is the legal issue.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing you drop science, and I'm like, is
Yeah.
this leading into and by the way, Carolina Native about to have a bourbon coming out? So I
Oh
didn't
man,
know
I would love to do that in the future. I would love to
Yeah.
own a lounge here locally in the future.
Okay.
Probably maybe a collab or something with the distillery you work with.
Yep. That's some
Small
ideas that
batch.
I tossed up,
Oh.
right?
So you hinted on rolling cigars.
Yes. I've got to light a new
How
cigar.
often do you do live events? And how far does that stretch via states?
Right now, definitely more local, due to how small the business is, my ability to get other places. I am working on growing that so that I can do more here in the future because I'm being asked to go all over the place. I got friends in Washington State. I've got friends in Kentucky. I actually am close friends with a local cigar brand out of Kentucky. If you don't mind, I'll shout him out. It's a Kentucky
We
gentleman.
support boutiques. Yeah.
Oh, I
There's
have smoked them before.
They
I
make
have.
good bland cigars. They're phenomenal. I
That's
mean,
the one I had.
amazing
So-
branding, everything. I mean, I have a collector set of that I keep in the box upstairs. And I'm just like,
Awesome.
not smoking those. I'm going to keep those. They come in the glass tubes with the horse head from Blanton, by the way.
Yep.
That's the cool.
Yep, it does.
Yep.
So have you looked into the TPA and doing their event down in Florida?
Yeah. TPA and PCA are things I want to work on in the future here. I want to build more of a brand identity as I grow.
TPA's probably about $30,000 less to do a booth down there. And
Exactly. Yeah.
And
exactly.
and they're more geared towards like the boutique and the smaller brands and to help them out. It's a community. You know what I mean? They'll sit there, they'll give you all the insights throughout the whole, from importing to distribution and all that. And they'll bring in people, to tell you about it. So they'll help you out, and they'll also help you out and show you ways to push your brand, what you can do, and how they can help you out.
Fantastic.
So I'm a part of TPA myself. So
okay, great.
yeah. So we can
so
be
is Panda.
And Ish is the one that Ishmael from Banff Cigars. He's the one that is one of the head guys there. So he runs it.
Yeah.
So
far, my local events have been some weddings, some classes. I'm lining up a couple corporate events as well right now. Doing a lot through networking groups. But yeah, in the future, I hope to grow into that spectrum, especially as I start evolving the brand more, getting more nationally recognized. Right now, I'm honestly trying to push across North and South Carolina for that brand identity to grow and become a staple here.
you got to win your state, right?
Yep.
Exactly. You gotta win the love here first, and then grow across. What's been amazing about some of the social media culture and connecting with guys like y'all, as well as the ladies that I've been on lives with before, I'm already getting interest in following, social media following from people all over the country, and it's phenomenal to them.
I mean, this is
it's free.
phenomenal.
It's free advertisement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social media, Instagram, whatever, it's all free advertisement, and it all helps out.
Absolutely. So yeah, TPA is definitely on the list in the future. I have a trip planned for later this year down into Tampa. I need to get down there to start that.
Well,
board.
I would be down in Tampa.
Yeah. Just know,
beginning of December.
expect a DM from Panda because he will be talking to you about TPA. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Panda. I appreciate that. I see your comments here. It's hard to focus on the conversation.
Oh, it's multitasking.
Yeah.
He's also part of the Leaf and Ash podcast. So,
Okay.
we support other podcasts here, community, not competition, as the shirt says.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You guys kind of talked about it already. One of the things I love about the growing culture of boutique cigars is boutique cigars are making it possible to have superior cigars at a more valued price. $20 and under. You got all these big names in the cigar industry, and they make good cigars. But sometimes you have a $40 cigar that tastes the same as a $20 cigar and a $100 cigar that tastes the same as a $20 cigar. And it's like, what value am I really getting out of that? And I think that's the big picture value of what boutiques are doing right now.
Well, nobody should be paying $100 for a cigar.
No.
Well,
That's ridiculous.
I have before. I have one waiting.
I know. That's hey, you work hard for your money, do what you want.
Yeah. I've had one too, but that's not something I do regularly, right? But I do it when I go to an event and I want to support that event, right? And even though it's might be done by a larger company, it's a respect and courtesy thing I try to follow, because if I want them to recognize me, I got to recognize them too, right? That's the way I try to work, two-way street.
Yep.
So I'm curious because I want to go back to the bourbon thing. So
Okay.
What is your
You
what cigar are you
Angel's
gonna
attention.
yeah? What cigar are you gonna go with from your line, and what bourbon are you pairing that with for your best experience?
I love bold cigars. So definitely the original two blends that I came out with, the Ecuadorian Connecticut and the Gordo San Andreas, both of them are Gordo
Ooh.
size, the San Andreas Maduro.
Hey.
I'm obsessed with the San Andreas leaf, the MSA leaf. It's my favorite leaf next to Pennsylvania broadleaf, which is something else I'm working on. Let's not. I won't go too far into that. However, because of that,
Thank you, Ish.
yeah, the Gordo San Andreas Maduro and the Liga Ligero, for sure. I love it bold. The Liga Ligero is even stronger. But when I want to enjoy a bourbon, but I don't want to blow my senses sometimes, sometimes because that full Ligero provides such a larger complexity and intensity that sometimes I just want to take it easy when smoked, right? And that's the cool part about a Gordo Vitola as well. It's not going to be as intense because it is bigger. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
That the larger the Vitola, the smoother the intensity because it's not as concentrated. Yeah.
So what bottle are you pulling for it? Like your favorite bottle to go with it?
All right, I'm not trying to constantly plug, but I've become obsessed with this local distillery. They have a multi-year winning bourbon that is a true double oaked bourbon that has won 2 years so far in a row and beat over 480 other Kentucky bourbons, and it's called the Broken Oak. It is a true double oak bourbon that was made on accident originally, and now they just replicate the accident because the barrels were not manufactured correctly and they were leaking, so they had to keep rebarreling. This bottle is something I like to keep and have and enjoy in small amounts because it's a $200 bottle of bourbon. But that is such a smooth bourbon that I never mix anything with it.
Angel saying DM him the information.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I got you. I'll work with you offline to get you some of that for sure.
Angel's a bourbon man.
I love a strong Kentucky bourbon. So if you're curious about my love of Kentucky bourbon, E.H. Taylor, 100.
Okay.
I love an E.H. Taylor single barrel or small batch. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm doing a little straight corn whiskey right now.
So
I could
I
go
do-
for that.
if-
Moonshine South.
if I do
I'll show you the
American
bottle right
whiskey,
here.
Okay. Baby Blue. Balcones. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are phenomenal. Yeah.
if I do American whiskey, it's Leaper's Fork Distillery out of Nashville, right outside Nashville.
Nashville or Asheville?
Yeah. Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. Just making sure.
Yep.
Okay.
It is a tiny little distillery that is like people's champion down there. It's called Leaper's Fork. It's actually in Leaper's Fork, which is like the next little town over. Everything in bonded barrels. It's American whiskey, bourbon, and rye, all in bonded barrels.
Oh, I gotta look them up. You're gonna have to DM me their page.
They are like, my cousin lives there, and he's like, "This is Nashville shit. This is what everybody drinks in Nashville." They're like,
You know what's
nobody goes for the big stuff. Everybody goes here, and they have. I mean, it's not 80-ish is average bottle, and then the rye is 90. So but they're tiny. They're tiny. They have to get their money because they're
no.
small
this is true.
batch. They're small batch,
The
but they're
local
good.
distillery I'm at is they don't do anything under 100 proof except for the bourbon that's a liqueur. It's mixed with a 9 spice tea and honey mix. That is a good introductory bourbon for people who you want to convert into bourbon lovers, right? Anybody can enjoy that, but most of their bourbon is 100 and up because they don't chill filter. So when you start talking about that, that's impressive that they're able. I'm glad their small distillery is able to do that. I definitely am curious. The funny thing is I'm geographically, since we're all across the country, I'm not that far from Nashville, but I've never been. I've been to.
Oh man.
I know. I've been to Gatlinburg because of the moonshine culture there.
Me too.
100%. I'm obsessed with Gatlinburg. My dog loves it.
I love it.
We'll go up and down the strip, go do all the tastings. My dog will get up there and try to get the leftovers. He loves it, man.
And the area is just beautiful.
Yes. The mountains there are gorgeous.
I still need to go out to see my cousin.
I do a lot of hiking. Every time I go, I got to do hiking. Go to see the waterfalls and everything.
Yes.
And then I'll complain going traveling, but once I get there, I'm good.
I went there a few years ago in the winter around right before Christmas. Took my dog up there. I said, I'm going to do some winter hiking. My dumbass self brought trainers because I wear a lot of trainers for the gym, right? Flat shoes.
Okay.
And I ended up having to go to, was it Banner Oak or something nearby? And I ended up having to go into the most ridiculously expensive shoe store to buy boots because it was the only option. Because I was like, why did I think I was going to go hiking without boots? And so I ended up buying some Obos or something, you know. And yeah, it's a beautiful area. It's stunning.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, it's my cousin loves it. So you have 4 in the line right now, from what I see.
Yep.
Are you complacent on that, or is there works for a 5th?
I definitely. So I've already, being that I roll, I go through retailers, I buy the leaves, and I can experiment. I already have a blend I want to come out with, and I already have the name for it. It's going to be a character from North Carolina history. I'm not going to talk about it yet.
That's
I'll
fine.
keep something secret until then.
Any hints is good.
Yes, so it's a full Laharo blend on the inside, as well as the oh my goodness, my brain just took a dump on me. The binder is also a Laharo, but the outside will most likely be my Ecuadorian Connecticut and a Pennsylvania broadleaf. That's the only thing I'll say about it. And
Wow.
but those Laharo leaves that I chose from the different regions of the world are really provide a mixture of sweet, peppery spice, and smooth mellow smoke. So it is a really, I've gotten feedback from everyone I've sent it to try that they're like, you need to make this. And I'm like, perfect. You know, when you have the advantage of actually teaching yourself, or I had a mentor who's also a local brand here in Raleigh teach me how to roll. And that's how I got into that. Was it gives you the advantage of, you don't have to work through a factory. You don't have to wait the massive amount of time to test blends and do all that. You just make it within a week, or at least let it mature a month after you, because of the compression causes the ammonia, causes the more fermentation before it's ready. But after I make it, within 2 to 3 days, you can still enjoy it and start testing it. And then I started passing it out to contacts as well as the lounge owners and different things like that, you know, getting them to test it with their experience. And that's something I'm looking at coming out with. But, you know, with all businesses, some of that comes with requirements of growth and the financial capability. Yeah. So my signature ones that I came out with for now are going to be my basics that are strictly just the Carolina Native Cigars logo to help me build brand identity. And then from then on, those lines will have their own bands. That's my goal for that.
Awesome.
So real quick, before we continue on, tell everybody where they can get Carolina Native at.
CarolinaNativeCigars.com. Also listed on my Instagram at Carolina Native Cigars. I also have a Facebook. You can follow me there. But Instagram, Facebook. I have a TikTok, but I'm going to be honest, I don't post there much. I know it's capable, but you want to talk about strictness of cigar content, it's not worth your time. Yep. TikTok is not worth your time. Everything gets you blocked. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So I focus primarily on Instagram, Facebook, and my website and search engine optimization for now. Because we can't, as you guys know, because some of you guys are going through issues just trying to advertise. You can't even pay to advertise on social media with cigars. They won't allow it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So fastest way is your Instagram page, link in the bio.
Yep. Instagram page and the website. I process payments through my website, ship them out the next day, most of the time, unless I'm out of town. But majority of the time, I'm same day or next day shipping. Or, excuse me, same day or next day processing and getting it out through USPS to ship. Because I use USPS primarily. Makes it more affordable. Yeah.
It sounded like with what you just talked about, you are your own master blender and roller. Is that correct?
Yeah. I am doing this solely on my own. There's a lot of lessons and things you go through doing this by myself. And as a small business, I feel like that's kind of the norm. However, as I grow, there will definitely be some other tricks of the trade that I will apply to get more expertise, hire people, hire firms that can help me, you know.
So right now I have a Josh rolled.
Well, no. Okay. Production cigars. I am not a master blender yet. I'm just being honest. I do the rolling for education.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I was curious about.
Yes, no, my production cigars are imported from Nicaragua.
Okay, so you
So-
have a factory that you go through and all that. Okay,
Yes,
I was
all of
curious.
the above.
That's what,
Yep,
because you
and-
went through all that, and I was like, is he doing this all himself? I
I've
was
had
like,
people.
where's he get the time at?
And this is because we kind of talked before we went live. This is out of respect for the culture. I'm not going to try to produce a cigar myself and put it out there and it be garbage. Just the original intent behind me getting into rolling at first was deep respect and love for the culture of Latin America. I love everything about it. I cherish it. And I want to respect them in that because master rolling, as you guys know, it takes a long time. These factory workers roll hundreds of cigars a day for a year. Some of these factories like Davidoff, they're rolling for a year before they're rolling a production cigar, right?
That's why.
So how involved are you in with the blending? Like, are you like hands-on, like you tell them what you want, and do you go to the factory?
No, for now, for when I'm doing, so I will be doing that because I have to take this custom blend that I've developed already, and I will be working through them to make it happen. And I will be ordering that eventually, and that'll be the next line that comes out after these 4 signature blends help me grow a little bit. But for now, I'm literally ordering the leaves, and I'm hand rolling and testing blends. Yeah.
Okay.
So is there like a
little bit?
Yeah. So, but is there like a tobacco leaf that you will say like, yeah, I want to work with this leaf? Like, is there one out there that you would like to work with?
So when it comes to your question is what tobacco leaves maybe that I haven't worked with that I hope to work with more in the future.
Yes.
I've already delved into American leaves like the Pennsylvania, the Connecticut, even the Connecticut broadleaf. Let's make that clear because there's a distinction between like an Ecuadorian grown Connecticut versus like a shade grown Ecuadorian Connecticut and a Connecticut broadleaf. Massive difference. I've worked with Nicaraguan leaves and I've worked with even Colombian leaves. I've been testing that. We'll see where that goes in the future. But I really want to get my hands on and experiment with like the Brazilian Mata Fina. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't want to disrespect that. Yeah. That is a leaf that I want to get my hands on. As I said, I'm also working with Sumatra leaves because that's my binder in my the first 3 blends is the Indonesian Sumatra. The Indonesian Sumatra is special because it gives a lot of flavor, but it packs a punch. It can knock you on your butt if you're not prepared for it too. So.
This Liga Ligero is great.
Yeah. This
Liga Ligero is
both of you guys are enjoying the Ligero right now. That is definitely been the favorite.
It is smooth as all can be and just so prominent in flavors. Like it's ridiculous.
And that is just because of the magic of Nicaraguan Esteli and Condega tobacco being so prominent, and
so good.
then having that mellowed out a little bit with that Mexican San Andreas leaf.
So if you ever want to experiment with tobacco leaves, we know a guy that gets tobacco from places that you probably never heard of or new to grew tobacco. Like,
we'll have to talk about that. I would love to.
Maybe like Transylvanian tobacco he has or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We might even be able to, put that man in contact with you very quickly.
Wow, that would be fantastic.
Yes.
Stuff that's grown places that you never expected to be grown at. He finds it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
So this came up the other day, and I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, when we smoke cigars, we're like, I get chocolate out of this, I get oak, I get spice, I get caramel. When was the last time you had a cigar? You got a memory recall from that brought you back. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Yes. Repeat it.
Yeah, repeat that question because the audio went out.
Okay. So usually when we have cigars, we get flavor notes.
Sure.
Right. When was the last time you had a cigar that brought you back to a memory, not flavor?
Oh, shit.
like a childhood memory or past experience to like,
Whoa.
I had a cigar that brought me back to my great grandmother's kitchen, and I couldn't taste flavors. All I could remember was being in my great grandmother's kitchen.
Wow, that's a tough question because I
Yeah.
grew up in a family of non-smokers. So trying to attribute a flavor that made me
But it would be maybe the flavors bring you back to a special cooking time or being in somewhere special, or it's like, hey, this reminds me of being on a beach because I'm getting memory recall, right? There's millions of things that could do, that could trigger.
Oh my goodness. That is a tough question.
Tough question. Yes. Angel, do you have one?
Oh, God, I don't
Yeah, there's a couple cigars I've smoked that remind me of, like, your grandma baking something or cooking something. So it's like there's a few cigars, like the one of the definition cigars, the Red Band, and the dessert Haze Gray Irmãos de Mar, like has that bacon spices that kind of remind you of like being in the kitchen with like a family member and like bring out the childhood.
Oh man.
It's on a whole nother level right there.
When you start talking cooking spices and things like that.
Yeah, baking
Man.
spices.
I
mean, not everybody gets it. That's why.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I almost can create an answer for almost anything, but I don't know that I've had that happen yet. That's I hate to disappoint you here, but
That's fine.
Yeah, I grew up in a stereotypical American white family that had people that couldn't cook. So yeah,
I mean, it doesn't bring you back to like Eastern Carolina, being on the beaches with the family, or like the smell of the ocean breeze, or, I mean, it doesn't have to be cooking.
Oh, I could say I've tasted saltiness from the salt air of the beach before, but those are
but
usually some cigars that
it's usually, it just gives you a flashback memory of like, damn, this reminds me of this.
Maybe I'm not the most retrospective person in that regard.
Okay, fair enough.
Haven't had it happen yet. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no,
I'm not going to give props because I've had some flavored cigars in the past that I just quickly threw away. Let's just put it that way.
Oh no, it'd be like, I'm having yours right now, and the chocolate could trigger a memory of something.
Christmas,
right?
Right.
Yeah, it could be Christmas cookies, or the first, childhood favorite candy store that I was in. They're like, oh, this reminded me of this, like, chocolate saltwater taffy that I used to love to go to that I can't get anymore. And it's like my mind just goes there versus flavor notes from the cigar. It's not everybody gets it.
If I was to, oh man, my battery is already having issues. If I was to try to relate one, because of the sweetness that I've gotten from it, and I come from a funny childhood of sugar addiction. I love Christmas sweets, Thanksgiving dinner tables with all the desserts. There's a story I'll quickly tell you before I'm going to have to run and get my power supply for this.
That's all good.
Growing up, the kids sat at a kid's table for Thanksgiving. And if I try to attribute those flavors, I would say a well-made. I'm not going to target one specific because, as we've already talked about, one of my buddy's brands, a good bourbon barrel rested cigar, if it's done well and it's aged right and it's absorbed enough moisture beforehand to keep that flavor when it dries back out to the right humidity. I think of this one time where I get that sweet, chocolatey, and sugary sweetness from the whiskey being absorbed and the bourbon being absorbed in it, from a good barrel rested cigar, from a time when we were at Thanksgiving dinner and I was a kid, and I never lived this down to this day. And we had guests over from church, and the children's table also used to be the dessert table, which was probably a stupid idea. Definitely for kids. And the one thing I remember that my mom made really, really well was a chocolate eclair cake. She would
Ooh, that
make
sounds
a chocolate
marvelous.
donut into a cake. And holy shit, that sweetness would remind me, and that is because of my old past of eating the entire pan with my cousin.
Jesus.
The entire pan, and we got laid into. We got yelled at because that was obviously made for everybody, not just the kids sitting at the kids' table. I would say a good barrel rested cigar can bring that sweetness back. Thinking about it, and I would attribute it that some of that is psychology, right? Because if you've ever been a sugar addict, like I used to be when I was 100 pounds heavier, 120 pounds heavier, I used to eat fondant directly. That's how bad I was addicted to sugar. And
Still am.
oh God, really? I don't think I could eat fondant these days. But yes, that sweetness that comes in, but it's natural. It's the bourbon absorbed into those leaves and into that wrapper, and it dries out. And I say that thinking about cigars like Mystic's barrel rested cigars, as well as that Blanton cigars that my buddy Cody at Kentucky Gentleman Cigars makes.
Yeah. You need to grab your battery pack.
Yeah, let me run in real quick. It'll only take 10 seconds or 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, 1 second.
All right. You have your
So want to do some advertisements?
yeah, you have your Joe Made on you?
I do.
Okay, 1 second.
We have some Joe Made utensils right here.
All right. So our sponsor is Joe Made Utensils, forged from imagination and built from the culture. These aren't your ordinary cigar tools. From the mind of Joe Cephas comes Joe Made Cigar Utensils, where creativity collides with craftsmanship, and every cigar poker carries its own attitude, personality, and unmistakable style. This is a tool that sparks conversation before the cigar is even lit. The kind of piece that makes people stop mid-smoke and ask, "Where did you get that? I need one of those."
Wow.
Joe Made Cigar Utensils takes ordinary, twists it, reshapes it, and turns it into something unforgettable. Because in a world of basic cigar accessories, standing out is the point. Burn different and smoke with character, people. Joe Made Utensils. And let me tell you, you can buy 5 of those and they will all be different in the same
Yes.
order. There is not one that is going to match the other.
So those are handmade then. That's
Those
amazing.
are handmade. They are all unique. Every single one. I believe it's $16 includes
Wow.
shipping. Last
Wow.
time I ordered. And let me tell you, they are the most unique things and the greatest tool I've ever used.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna have to look into that myself.
Josephus Comedy.
Yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to Fort John's Apparel for awesome, community, not competition shirt. The hat, the Smoking Sounds, our brothers from over there, Sean and Justin. And I also want to say my condolences and loves and prayers to Sean. He just lost his grandfather. So,
All right, Sean.
brother,
Sorry.
love you. You know what I mean? It's a community,
Anything
you know what I mean? We're a big community here.
Yes. Anything you need from us, brother, we are here for you.
Yeah. I want to throw a comment out to you as far as some of the stuff going on. I think all of us know somebody. And I'm not saying this to neglect other areas that are struggling with the same issue, but there's a lot going on right now in the country of Colombia with the massive earthquake. And I personally know a lot of people with family down there. And so our hearts go out to those affected by this. This is
Definitely.
it's a scary situation,
Yeah.
And I'm
Definitely.
sorry for your friend's loss as well. That's been through that several times already, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
So when you said you were just working on a blend yourself, you have to pass that on to your factory.
Sure.
How much confidence do you have in that process that that'll be handled um, in an appropriate amount of time versus like back and forth 100 times?
Considering I've already developed the blend, I think I'm very confident in my suppliers that when the time comes, uh, it'll go pretty smooth. Because one of the things, I'll go ahead and say this now, I hand package all of my cigars right now. And so I don't have the custom boxes like everybody else has, but I'm in talks with my supplier, and he's making it very smooth and easy for when I get ready for that next step. I put a lot of time and effort into doing that. And one thing that teaches you is the labor and the effort involved into what these workers do in that factory. It's a lot of artwork, and it's a lot of labor and time that goes into packaging, banding, cellophaning, making the cigars. And that's one thing I've grown to appreciate and respect in the Latin culture that makes these cigars, especially in Nicaragua. Learning how to roll teaches you a deep respect for that art form. And so I am very confident that when the time comes, it'll be quick and easy and smooth, because I have regular conversations every week with my suppliers, and I'm having those meetings and talking about when I'm ready to take that next step. So
Has it always been that easy and confident, or was there a growing period? At first, when you started with them, it was like, oh, this is painful. What did I get myself into?
Well, I think everybody that decides to make their own cigar goes through a short period of, am I doing something that is smart? Is it going to work? But if you're somebody, I think one of the features of my personality and a strength in my other career sets is that I have the ability to build relationships. When you learn skills, soft skills, and you learn how to communicate with people from different backgrounds, different age groups, you have the ability to build relationships. And I was able to very quickly build rapport and build relationships with this group that I work with. And luckily, I talk to this guy almost daily. My main point of contact. We have casual conversations just around anniversaries, different things that he's celebrating, just to congratulate him. And it's a friendship at this point. You know what I mean? And so it grows over time. Relationships are something that builds over time. You're never going to be able to do it overnight. And for anyone to think that they can, I think you might be fooling yourself a little bit. Because if you want to earn the respect and the priority and the effort that it takes to do this, then you have to focus on relationships and community, not a product, not sales. And that's one of the things that I like to focus on is I want to provide an experience. I want people to enjoy my cigars like you guys are tonight and like we all are, and say, man, this is good. Like, this isn't just a Ghost. This isn't a Macanudo. This isn't just one of these large brands. This is somebody that put effort into making sure that these blends were going to be something that people appreciate. And so when you put the effort into the people and everyone that actually enjoys it, not just the product is key, right? You have to create a quality product to grow. Otherwise you're gonna fail and you're gonna lose. It's just a matter of time. But when you focus on those relationships, things grow better, for sure.
And so, to touch on what you just said, I think that's a big part of what I've actually grown to love and learn about the boutique.
I think I lost you there again.
Community, brand owner.
Gotcha.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry. Just seeing circling. I'll restart that. So what I've learned from the boutique industry is all the owners are so passionate about their blends, their cigars, business.
Yes.
I don't see that from the Legacy and Heritage so much. There are
Yeah.
some owners, yes, but it seems like it's the talk of the talk because you guys are sitting on 30-year-old blends
Yeah.
that sell. And it's, as you said, prices, it's like, well, it's a $35. I can get 3 from this company that smoke just as good, if not better,
Yes.
for that price. And I know the owners out here that's hands down more in it, that's passionate because he's trying to make this. And if I turn to the Legacy owner and be like, remember when you were here? And they're like, oh shit, you know.
Yes.
Uh, Definitely one thing I've grown to love about boutique industry is that heart and soul that they dump into it every second.
I think, if I may add into that, that is economy wide, right? Look at the small business. When somebody starts a business, it's because they're passionate about something. They want to develop, they want to be connected with their customers. They want to have those interactions. They want to build that rapport. When you get to be such a large conglomerate, you're just spitting products out. And what happens when you start doing that? Not to target any big brands, but a lot of them taste the same, especially when you start talking about Dominican Puro brands. Like, they all taste so similar. There's very little variance, but they create a new product just to keep new products coming out the same way an automaker comes out with a product, the same way electronics companies come out with a new product, the same way food products come out with new products. They're feeding the machine, right? And then when you're a small brand that's actually putting passion in it, there's the small business aspect. Most of the cigars I buy are a small business product or a boutique brand because I want to support the connections that I've made. I want to buy from them, not from the large guys that I'm just a number to. I think that's something to remember there.
And it seems like a lot of Angel can probably put his 2 cents on this too, that what I've enjoyed from the boutique industry seems to really set themselves apart from that from that Legacy and Heritage industry out there, because you guys want to stand out. It's the passion of the blend.
Right.
Another reason why I've grown to love it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like you have to stand out.
Yes, you have to make an impact, which is also a reason locally that I started doing these events. That helps with exposure. That helps with that connection. That helps with those relationships. Next thing you know, people that you never would have come across at a bourbon distillery, people you never would have come across just pushing content on social media. That's how they get to know you. And that's how they come to respect you, when you put that same respect and effort into them and what they're doing as well and what they want to accomplish.
Yeah, it's those personal experiences, person to person, like you get to talk to the brand owners and stuff like that, which sets you apart. And you're connecting with the community, and some of these bigger brands lose focus on that. You don't hear from them, you don't see them, or they're not talking to the consumer on the The smaller brands are the ones out there putting the effort, making connections, talking to the people, letting them know who they are, and we get to know you personally, and we get a connection from that.
Yep. And I'll also add into that, that's one of the big challenges for small boutique cigars, is that the majority of lounges and stores out there, they're not interested in unless they're getting calls begging for their product, right? They are going to sell the Walmart size companies. They're going to just sell that because it's
General
easy.
Tobacco.
Yeah. I mean, it's just cigars to them. They're trying to make $1. And so as we build, if more people focus on supporting these small boutique brands, the better they're going to grow, right? Like I've got one out here about 25 minutes away from me that I just had a 2-hour-long smoking conversation with. They mostly buy boutiques. However, I'm not going to put their name in there because, they're none of the local brands in North Carolina. There's a minimum half a dozen, maybe 10 local cigar companies that have popped up over the last 5 years or more because of the boom they're not selling those products yet. because they're selling the larger boutiques. They're selling those brands that are right before
the Roma Crafts, the Crown Heads,
Crown Heads,
stuff. They're not doing that. But some of that is just part of it's relationship building, but it's customer demand too.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, and it's what I tell people, to the consumer. If you want a boutique into a lounge, keep going in there and asking them, hey, have you gotten these in? But don't leave it at that. Tell them how much you buy per month. Let the numbers hit them. Say, I would love to buy it from you guys because I do buy this much per month. And let the money talk. Let them realize that you actually buy X amount per month, not just a request. That doesn't work. Hit them with numbers. I actually buy X amount per month.
I'll buy a box from you. I'll buy this.
Yeah, correct. Because now you're talking revenue for them, and you're like, I would like you guys are my local shop. I would like to buy my boutique in here, and this is how much I buy per month. Right. That now speaks music to their ears. If you just say, can you guys bring these in? They're like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Get out of here.
It has to make dollars.
Hit them with numbers.
Yep. So, because they don't want cigars that are just going to sit there for months. They do not want that. They want cigars that are selling every single day. Period. Yeah.
Hit them with numbers. That's the best thing you can hit them with. I got buddies that buy these, they'll be in here buying these like that. That is, they're now, their ears are perking up. That's how you persuade them. Not just a note on the wall that says, please bring these in.
Completely agree.
So, yeah.
I think that's why it's important to make those personal connections with the community. Like I said, my goal behind this is community, relationships. Even in my career in tech, relationships and community were way more enjoyable than selling a product or focusing on the technical aspects of software. Building those long-lasting relationships is how you build long-term customers, period.
And that's what me and Greg are doing with this whole community spotlight. It's like, putting that spotlight on those smaller brands to get their name out, and whatever connections we have, we'll pass it on. And because, like you said, it's a community, we're here to help each other, support each other, and help see someone grow. Because we want to see brands like your brand succeed and be here like a household name. And people want to go to their shop and be able to pick up your cigar. That's our main focus here.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm so grateful to have met you. And we met through random other influencers' lives, casually hanging out, getting to know people and chatting. And that's how relationships start. It's not always conversation.
I got to know who you were via Lorna Ashley and Julia.
Yeah.
That's how I learned who Carolina Native was.
Yep. They're phenomenal. They are a lot of fun to work with, and they make a lot of effort to make these small brands known. So.
Yes, they're doing the same thing we are, and I respect the hell out of those Sisters of the Leaf that are out there doing the exact same thing.
Yep.
So
it's phenomenal.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
So how was it moving from a consumer to an owner? How was that transition?
So I make this joke all the time. A lot of my friends here in the Raleigh area are entrepreneurs and business owners. Going from a traditional everyday citizen that consumes and trying to start a business, it's a whole different world. It's an entire different mindset. And it's funny when you listen to these people that talk on seminars and you see them on TikTok, you see them on YouTube, you see them on Instagram. Everything they say is so true for the most part. Some of them like to be really aggressive. They like to throw stuff at you just to mess with you. But what the general consensus of what they're telling you is it's not easy. You have to change your mindset. You have to grow as a human being because you're going to screw up and you're going to learn through mistakes. You're not going to just gather the intel from your friends and business owners and just put it into practice. You're going to go in here and you might upset and disappoint some customers along the way, but you're going to learn from those mistakes and you're going to constantly learn new techniques of how to run a business. I had never been a business owner before. it was not something that I originally wanted to do. I didn't come into this being like, this has been a dream since I was young. I've been wanting to do this since I was 21. It was something that I said, I think it's time. I need to put this passion into something. I need to actually put the effort. And I have a work ethic and desire to learn that puts me in a unique spot to constantly be able to learn and grow. And so I've made mistakes already. I already had to change some facets about what I was doing. When I first came out, I had bands that were sticky tacked. I'm going to be honest. And people were like, dude, this is damaging the cigar when I try to take it off. And I immediately had to find another avenue. You have to build new networking connections. You have to figure out what the big guys already know. That is common sense to them. And you just have to learn. So going from a consumeristic mindset to a producer or a business owner or anything like that, it's a slow grind of learning and making mistakes. You see the trend of the motivational speakers. Failure is the key, unfortunately. And as long as you respond appropriately and maturely and correct actions to improve things for those experiences, for those customers, I think that's the key going forward.
So is there anything you wished a cigar owner would have told you when you first started this?
I'm still figuring out some things. How the hell to deal with the government? How to handle that hurdle? Because you just want to bring an experience and a product to customers, but the entire hurdle of the legal system is such a joke. I mean,
because you own a cigar business.
Yeah, you're targeting. You're going to pay close attention.
Legal, once you hit 21, you can legally purchase, but oh my gosh, it is a taboo.
It is. And that's all the way down to the state and local level. The tax situation, it's hefty. The margins are not what people think they are. It's small because you're paying a lot in fees and merchant fees. Merchants and banks don't want to deal with you. They don't want your risk, so they're going to charge you a lot. Yeah. And those are things that I'm working through and I'm learning. Like, let's figure out how to play this game so that I can bring a better product in a better amount of time and in a better package so that customers can truly look at this and be like, wow, this is impressive, because the legal costs and the hurdle of building this makes it difficult, really difficult, which is why people like Tim at Cigars Daily, they say, don't do it. They literally will say, just don't do it. Yeah. And the reality is if you want to do something, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. So knowing where you're at now, what advice would you give someone that's if Angel wanted to start a cigar company, what advice would you give Angel?
That was me, my question.
Yeah. Do research, build connections before you jump into it. Build those connections to be able to find those people that you can call confidants. That way you can learn and ask a million questions. Ask every question that comes to your mind and don't feel ashamed. Don't worry about feeling stupid because you'll find that a lot of business owners look at you and they're like, I was there. I've been there. I know. This is something you need to consider. This is something you need to look into. Build connections. Have a desire to learn. Learning is the key to growth. And that's the only way you can truly accomplish anything in life. This isn't just cigars now. This is life. And so have a desire to learn and put in the work because it's going to take a lot of your effort. Big motivational speakers like Brad Lee, they talk about it. I see their Instagrams. I follow people like that. And he's like, oh, not just Brad Lee, Dana White. Okay. Any UFC guys.
Yep.
He says, these people that think they want to control their schedule and only work when they want to work and they're going to build a business, they're lying to themselves. They have no idea. You are always and here's the thing. I've worked a 9 to 5 for over a decade in tech. For the majority of the time, you're not dealing with emergencies. you can leave your work at 5, majority of the time,
Grace,
depending.
Hayes, Grace. Sorry.
Oh yeah, but depending
sorry.
on your role, you can leave it for the next day. When you're a business owner, I find myself, and remember earlier I talked about cigars taught me to slow down and relax and enjoy the present.
Yeah.
It's been key to my life because I was an anxious person. And you'll probably notice that you guys still hit me up on Instagram and I have to respond. I can't let myself say, I'll get to that. I say at a bare minimum, I say, hey, I'm dealing with a lot right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That attentiveness is bad for anxiety. If you're an anxious, driven, passionate person, but it also shows the customer and shows the people that you're talking to that you genuinely care about them.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We went through that. I respected the living the hell out of you. And I just, as I said, it's like, all right, hit me up when you're ready.
Yeah.
And
sometimes there was so much going on and I had to deal with some personal issues that were going on for a little while that I had to say, hey, give me a little bit.
No, and it's not like I'm like, well, what's going on? No.
Right. You're right.
And you're ready.
Yeah.
And I told Angel, I said, Josh is ready. He's going to hit us up and he'll let us know when it fits a schedule. And Angel said the same thing. He's like, cool. Like we all, you know what? We all have lives.
Yeah.
So, Josh,
yeah.
5 years ago, I crashed my car on a freeway due to a seizure.
Oh, shit.
I drifted onto the freeway, hit the middle median guardrail. I grinded that shit 50-50 and then went all the way over to the right lane and went into a ditch. Thank God nobody else was involved. Guess what? This right here, as you said, relaxation. This thing right here pulled me out of me being like, I'm a victim. Why the hell am I suffering from seizures? To, you know what? There could be a lot worse shit in my life that the doctors could have said I could have been suffering from. Seizures. They could have came down and said, you got stage 500 cancer. You know what? I got seizures. I haven't had a seizure in a long time. But that being said, cigars have brought me from a dark place. Really? They have helped me take a pause, be able to breathe. They give me mental relaxation.
Yep.
They let me appreciate life. They let me, you know what? After my cigar is done, guess what? Life will be waiting for me.
100%.
But for that hour, I get to calm down.
Yes. Disconnect, relax, focus your thoughts. Yep. It's a good meditation. It is a meditation for us.
Yes.
It is, everything you just talked about, different circumstances, same psychological situation. I went through a period where I lost everything. I lost a relationship. I lost work. I lost my career. And when I'm just speaking from a man's perspective here. When you lose that as a man, you lose your sense of purpose. Yeah. When you find something that forces you to sit down, slow down, focus, calm down, and meditate, that helps you get through so much in the modern world. I went through a period not only losing things, but even when, and I'm going to bring up my personal belief system. I'm a strong faith Christian, and I don't mean to, cause any sort of, I'm not trying to
our guest.
Force my thoughts, but my faith has been a constant road of struggle because I'm still to this day trying to learn that I can't control it all. You have to learn to stop trying to force things, stop trying to control things, and let this experience slow you down so that you can focus. And part of that with my faith was the only thing that brought me back between cigars and my faith during hard points where even when I started recovering, I thought I was recovering. Life things happen. I got totaled by a teenager on the road in my own neighborhood when I didn't even have a job. And I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, how am I going to deal with this? You slow down and realize that there's always these hurdles that come in life. And You can sit there and worry and stress. Look at me. I'm 38 years old. I'm losing my
You're young.
hair. I'm gray.
You're
Okay.
young.
But it's a teaching moment every time you go through one of those because it builds your resilience. It builds that. And it builds your ability to put your faith in your higher power, whatever you choose to believe in, that I don't have to control this. Everything's going to be all right. And cigars are part of that for me because it helps me calm down and relax. Blame nicotine. But you know what? I'm okay with that. If I'm
Yeah.
not feeling it personally. So, you know.
So just to let you know, Josh, tonight you've had multiple call outs, not just by Angel,
Oh, shoot.
but by Panda, by
Okay.
Ish, and Hayes Gray Cigars to join the TPA.
Okay. Okay.
So you got an amazing support group right there. And I don't know if that's Raul coming from Hayes Gray right now, but thank you, Hayes Gray, for calling that out.
For
That is
real.
a huge, that is a huge invite right
Wow.
there from an amazing family of people right there. An
Okay.
invitation to join TPA. That is not just a community, but a family
Right.
that helps build the boutique industry. Just by joining, you learn things. It's education to help grow the brand. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry to like touch on TPA again.
No, it's.
I have to join. I'm not a member yet, so sorry. You guys can.
I do too.
throw
I need
stuff at
to.
me, but as a brand, I'm just a
Yeah.
consumer. So for me, it's just education.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's a
Hayes.
lot. There's a lot you can learn from, and a lot you can give from. Give to other people too, as that family of TPA, because that is all about the boutique industry. They do not allow legacy and heritage in there. They tell them to get the F out.
Good.
So,
Thank you, Hayes Gray, for the advice. I see your comments now. I'm focused so much on this that I've missed comments for sure. He's already responded to your question about where to get them, CarolinaNativeCigars.com. But I'm definitely going to look into that and look at the possibility of joining that, because if they're really helping people grow and evolve, then that's where I need to be. So thank you.
they are, as Angel's shirt says, it's about community, not competition. And
Exactly.
they stand with that.
Yeah, that's an interesting point too that you just made. I've talked about that with other small brands. There's enough room in this business, especially at the rate it's growing, especially in younger cultures. Younger cultures are drinking less, right? And they're turning to other things, and they're finding cigars because they're not as unhealthy as the world wants you to believe. They hear tobacco. It's not that same. It is not the same. So people are finding that, and they're growing. And so that community, there's a lot of room for everyone to win. And I think that's one of the biggest topics that we like to focus on too.
Yeah. I tell people I know that smoke cigarettes, I'm like, yo, you want to come learn how to smoke a cigar? You come over anytime you want. I'll teach you and get you off that shit you're smoking.
For real. Yeah.
So, Angel, what you got, brother? You've been quiet tonight.
So
Or I've been talking too much.
let's see. I was going to see what Ish wanted to say. He said, what do you think it will be your next steps to keep growing as a brand? And do you have any mentors, or are you a mentor of another brand?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead. This whole question leads to kind of some shout outs. So I'm involved in my local community here. And because of that, my mentor that taught me how to roll owns a brand called Sir Walter Cigars. He has been rolling cigars for years, casually, before he ever started his own brand. And then he said, have you ever thought about learning how to roll when I started my business? And I said, I would really like that. And so he taught me. And then me and him are both the brands that teach at that local distillery. So he's been a huge help. His name is Shane Port at Sir Walter Cigars. Phenomenal guy. Two other brands that I'm connected with.
What was the first one you said? Triumph?
Oh, the first one, Sir Walter Cigars. Yep. Sir Walter is a key phrase to North Carolina history. Sir Walter Raleigh. He was the founder of Raleigh. So that is a huge North Carolina history fact. That's where that name comes from. So there's
another North Carolina local cigar company.
Exactly. Yep. Two other brands locally. Luckily, I've been afforded opportunities to build relationships with them. Is Triumph Cigars. Brian Smith that runs that. Phenomenal. He works directly with the UFC fighters. Has cigars for each of the UFC fighters on his team. Awesome marketing concept. Really great cigars. He has a wonderful brand, and we're close friends, and we talk quite a bit. And so we're able to bounce ideas. He makes suggestions. That's a man that's built companies and sold them and got into the cigar industry. He said, in this stage of my life, I want to do something I want to do, you know? And so he got into it for the same passion reason. The last one, one of the other relationships I've built, and it's still growing, is Black Stogies. These guys are Raleigh natives. They are phenomenal.
I've met them.
Amazing spokespeople.
Yes.
They are so much fun when you go to a cut and light from them. Their ability, they just lead a conversation for an hour in front of everybody.
Cool.
And they tell stories. They are awesome. They have some wonderful products. They are natives to Raleigh as well. And they have some great products. I was just at a cut and light this past Friday night before I went down to the beach for the weekend. And they released their 1911 cigar. Absolutely phenomenal.
So,
yeah,
it sounds like, and I know that, you know, when you've been live with the girls, you know, I've known you from there.
Yeah.
As a viewer watching you, it sounds like not only do you own your own cigars, but you are also a huge supporter of the boutique industry, and
Yes.
you take time to try more of the
Yes.
boutique industry than you do the legacy and the heritage industry.
Yes. So
Why is that?
I want to support small business. I'm a local from North Carolina. I want to support these other people that are going through the same thing I'm going. I would rather spend, sometimes it's a few dollars more, right? You can go and get $7 to $10 cigars all day from these large manufacturers. You might be disappointed on the flavor compared to these boutique cigars that you might spend $15 on, 15 to 20. But that's not a bad price. I would rather, most of the cigars that I have in my home inventory and my 2 humidors are small for my personal smokes, not my inventory. I actually smoke more of other people's cigars, not just to support them, but also to help develop my palate. I also get bored easy. I can't smoke the same thing every time.
That's
In
me.
the same day, I'll never smoke the cigar twice. I want something different. I want a different experience. I want a different flavor. And so I actually smoke more other boutique cigars more than I do my own. I do like smoking mine, of course, because they're delicious and I have a great product. But I want to expand my palate and expand my knowledge. And so I actually try to support them more.
Awesome.
That is a key thing there. And also kind of going back to the last kind of topic you talked about, not only have I built relationships with cigar brands here locally, but other business owners. One of my closest friends in the insurance industry, he is somebody that I go to kind of like a brother. You can go to for advice because he's been through every step you're in as far as building a business or just life advice. You know, I went through some personal stuff recently. I'm not going to harp on that, but he's able to, you got to find confidants as men. You got to have that circle of people that you can talk to and learn from them. Because guess what? Your best friends should be holding you accountable and teaching you, not encouraging poor habits, right? So that's how you grow, is building those relationships with other people and especially as a business owner, other people from other industries, in other businesses, because they might have experiences that nobody else in the cigar industry has, but they know business, you know? So.
All right, Angel, you ready for it? The best time of the night, the quick fire.
Let's do it. I was thinking. Let's do it.
All right, the quick fire. Torches or matches?
Torches. I'm going to be honest. It's convenience. Matches are cool, but half the time they're a pain in the butt, you know.
Okay. Looks like Angel's frozen.
Uh-oh, there he is.
There you go.
So, sweet tea or unsweet tea?
I'm a North Carolinian. Sweet tea all the way, bro.
Yes.
I mean, McDonald's,
Yes.
Bojangles. Come on.
Hey, I'm California. I'm sweet tea all the way. So
Yeah, why do you think I got like 100 some pounds overweight in my past? Come on now.
All right. You going into a WWE Tag Team Championship. You taking Britney Spears
Oh,
or you taking Carmel Electra as your tag team partner?
Carmen Electra.
Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Look, I can't give too much personal information, but as a teen and as a kid, I was a huge Britney Spears fan. But no,
Hey, that's fine.
I'm all about the
It's a
action.
tough choice because both of them getting the ass beat, but
Yes, absolutely.
So, let's see. Do you like your bourbon neat or on the rocks?
It kind of depends, but majority of the time, I will choose rocks because I want it cold.
Okay.
But if it's a higher end double oak, something really good, I'm not distorting that bourbon. 100%.
Great.
favorite Vitola.
Solomon. I do not have that yet, but my love for Solomon's is solid.
You're the first person I think has ever said that. So
Yeah. I don't know. As soon as I discovered them, I was like, oh, this is cool. I love this. So eventually down the line, that's going to happen. You got to know.
Okay.
So, beach or the mountains?
I'm going to say mountains. I grew up at the beach, so I have a nostalgia. I just went to the beach over the weekend because I needed that calming reset, the sound of the ocean. But majority of the time, because I didn't get it my whole life, definitely the mountains. It's beautiful.
So if you need to just take a break, you need to have a cigar on the back patio. You want quiet, or do you want to put on your favorite jams? Zone out.
So zone out, but I am a huge movie and TV nerd. I hate to change the game a little bit. I'm sorry. But I love series and drama and things like that. Like I've been catching up on season 2 of House of Dragons right now. I'm
Okay.
catching up so that I can see the new season. I will almost always have something like that in the background. So I can zone out, but also enjoy it and listen to it. Yeah.
That's zoning out. That's fair enough.
Zoning out. Yeah.
So, smoke alone or with friends?
I would prefer friends. I prefer the social nature. I have been a single guy a long time. I live at home with my dog. He can only communicate back so much. I like to be around people. So
There you go. This one might hurt. Flip flops or Crocs?
oh, flip flops. I hate Crocs. Personally, never owned one, never will, and there's a reason for that. But I won't get into that on this live. I don't
That's
want to
fair
hurt
enough.
people's feelings.
No
around
idiocracy, huh?
Yeah. I'm a flip flop. I'm a beach guy. Come on now.
That's fine.
Originally, yeah.
So, since you're from Eastern North Carolina, so North Carolina barbecue or like Western Carolina?
Woo! All right.
Hey, you start
I'm
fighting
gonna
words
shock
on
you here. I'm gonna shock you here. I ate a ton of vinegar-based Carolina barbecue growing up. Man, I prefer Texas barbecue.
All
I
right.
prefer Texas barbecue. Is that allowed? Am I cheating by
No.
putting other things
No,
out? Okay.
It's all good.
Texas all the way. Brisket. I smoke briskets. I love smoking meats. Yeah, it's one of my favorite hobbies.
So would you prefer to do this venture, continue down the road as Josh with Carolina Native, or sell your cigar company for $100 million to another brand, to like General Tobacco?
That is a tough question. Because
Yeah, that's
everybody-
100 mil.
Yeah. I want to grow this company, but if I grow big enough to where I have the opportunity to create another new project and focus on that 100% and not carry a 9 to 5 to make it work, I'm going to be honest, that would happen. So it's a little
That's
bit of a mix
like
of
Oz.
both. Yeah.
That's like Oz, was it Kerr Kissinger that started CAO?
No,
They
this is-
sold it. Then,
yeah.
went back to boutique.
Yeah. Why not? You learn so
Fair enough.
much in your first round that like, oh, there's other things you come up with ideas down the road, but they don't fit your current thing. Well, why not in the future look at that, you know? So
It's a professor, always a professor.
Yep.
Okay.
So, if your brand had a theme song, what would it be?
oh. Wagon wheel.
Okay.
I'm gonna and I'm gonna say the Darius Rucker version, not the original. I don't know if y'all know that, but he remade it.
Mhm.
But he is not the original one. That it was actually made by a mountain like bluegrass small band
Okay.
out of Western North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. So this one you have to choose one. Are you
Okay.
siding with Fraggle Rock or the Muppets? If you got to watch one TV show.
I never watched Fraggle Rock. I was a Muppets kid. Sorry.
There you go.
Oh.
So Muppets. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You chose one.
So if there was a movie based on your brand,
Ooh.
who would you like to play you as the character, the actor?
Oh. Okay, give me a sec.
Morgan Freeman with that deep voice.
I know, right? No. So I'm a huge Jason Statham fan. I like
Okay.
his attitude and his persona. We'll go with that.
Okay.
His ruggedness. I like it. Yep.
So that's a good choice. He's a good actor. Torpedoes. Are you a straight cut or a V cut man?
V cut. 100%. I just enjoy a V cut all the way around, no matter the total. Yep.
Okay.
So morning cigar or evening cigar?
Evening. I like certain cigars in the morning with a coffee, but that's few and far between compared to my evening cigars. Yep. It's my wind down at the end of the day. Yep.
Closed foot or open foot?
Closed foot. Premium quality, a little bit more attention to detail, a little bit more effort, in my opinion. Open foot allows for quick cuts and go. You know?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of my cigars are all closed foot. So
Yeah, I respect the closed foot. I'm learning to love and appreciate them a lot more.
Yep.
Mild or full bodied?
Full body. 100%. More complexity. I like a mild when I'm not really in the mood for a cigar, but I want something in the early of the day, something mild. But most of the time it's full body in the evening. Yep.
Okay, so if you're doing a different cocktail and you're not going for American whiskey or bourbon, what are you choosing?
Ooh. All right. Because obviously I'm a bourbon guy and I love old fashions. But I'm going to jump back on the joke about me being huge into the Latin American community. I can't go to a Mexican restaurant without a margarita, dude. I love a good margarita.
There you go.
With a good tequila, not bottom shelf. Can't do that.
Yeah. Good tequila. Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite cigar accessory?
That's a tough one.
Nope, not for me. Double flame.
Oh,
Soft
nice.
flame. That wasn't an option earlier when you said torture matches. But I
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
soft flame, but it takes
Yeah.
longer. So
Yeah, it does. All right. Let's see here. Do you feel work too long throughout the hours, or do you get enough breaks?
I can't sit still very easy. I'm going to say I take breaks, but I still work the long hours. I take breaks. I got to move around, get productive in other areas so that I'm not forgetting other things.
Okay. Fair enough.
So which one of your cigars, if you could smoke for the rest of your life, which one are you smoking? That's like picking your baby, I know, or like your favorite child.
Man, it's my Liga Ligero. 100%. If I had to choose one, my Liga. Anything like I love a full Ligero cigar if I can get, so I love it.
I love the hell out of that tonight too. That thing was
Yeah.
That thing was good. So one more each. That way you can get your quintessential in, Angel.
Yep.
Biscuits and gravy or eggs Benedict?
Biscuits and gravy. Dare I say SOS?
SOS. I like that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. I grew up with that. My retired grandfather used to cook that for everybody at church. We had the men's breakfast once a month on Saturdays. SOS all the way. Yeah.
Greg, you ever had a SOS?
What is that?
Shit on a
It's-
shingle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that. I know it should. Yeah.
Yeah. Biscuits and gravy, but it has sausage
Yeah.
and other things and other seasonings in the
Oh
gravy.
yeah. I've had
Yep.
that.
Yep.
All right. So my favorite question. So if one of your cigars can survive the zombie apocalypse, which one would it be?
This is where I have to betray myself a little bit. My San Andreas Maduro.
It's a good one too.
Right here?
Yep. Yeah, the thicker one. The thicker one.
Oh,
The thicker
okay.
Gordo, because
This is-
the blend, it's
That's what
smoother.
it is.
Oh, it is. You are. Oh, the video with you must have
Yeah.
massive hands. Yeah.
He's got
Yeah, he's a big
big hand, small beard.
There you go. I'm still trying to get my beard that way.
Oh, compared to Pete, you know.
Yeah.
So what age did you start smoking cigars?
Honestly, a few years ago.
A few years ago? Okay.
I was never a smoker, never into anything besides bourbon like that. But when I got into cigars, they changed things for me.
And was that a friend that got you into them, or that you just wild string up your ass and said, I want to have a
The
cigar?
bourbon industry, man. I got to give credit to a lot of that, especially the bourbon distillery here. Yeah.
Someone said, hey, this goes well with that. You should try this together.
Well, and they
Jalapeno margarita.
used to give me shit. I'm relaxed because I'm having a cigar and a bourbon right now, right? But they'd be like, dude, you need to chill out. Like, that was the biggest comment. You need to chill out. Enjoy your moment. Try these cigars. Try it, and
Fish
never look
likes
back.
the Dr. Pepper margarita.
Yes. What?
Oh, whoa.
I
He's
don't
gonna
know.
fire. He's fired at me. Just wait. I'm kidding.
He's gonna
Ish.
block
I'm
you.
kidding.
He's going to block you.
I'm kidding. No such thing.
So-
I made it up. I'm sorry.
So why do you think cigars bring people together so easily?
because people from all communities, all areas of the world, all different belief systems, all different political affiliations, every different background appreciates cigars. And because of that, you can bring people together and have those conversations and just appreciate each other's company.
Poorest and the richest.
Yes.
So is there, and I know that you said you've had a lot of connections in the boutique world and other native Carolina cigar
Yeah.
companies. Is there anybody out there that you would love to collab on something with? If you had the opportunity and you decide that, like, hey, this was a good thing for the brand, and would there be someone that you would consider collabing with?
So
Not
it is
saying you
somebody
would.
it is somebody I'm already connected with, but it isn't somebody I've collaborated with. And if I could collaborate, it would be my buddy Cody in Kentucky, because he has his whole family. His grandfather started that company. Their deep knowledge and experience
Crazy.
for so long. They've done the distributor world. They've done all that, but they chose to stay boutique. I would love to collaborate with him in the future. And that thought process has already been passed in conversations for the future. We don't know yet. We'll see.
So, what's something you learned from cigar enthusiasts that, what have you learned from cigar enthusiasts, like in your journey, that's helped you out or done anything?
I think the diversity of thought. I think, as we mentioned, the difference in background and experiences is so vast in the cigar world that you learn a lot from talking about people that come from a different part of the world than you, a different part of the country, a different thought process entirely, because everything in their life has been framed differently. But because of that, there are people that have experience with cigars. Like you say, you kind of mentioned it earlier, Greg. the cigars from leaves that you never heard of. And I know guys that are making leaves that are working on that have cigars with leaves that I've never touched. Yeah, and that's the thing that I've learned is that my knowledge still has to grow, right? And I've learned that I need to experiment with other regions of the world to really.
You'll continue to grow that because just when you think you have heard it all, you'll be like, they grow tobacco there.
Exactly. Like what? Because they're not in everyday cigars, you know. You hear about.
We got a buddy that grows tobacco in Scotland with uses his Scotch to help with the tobacco.
Wow. Okay. I gotta learn more about who this is. You're gonna have to DM me some info.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
You might be Google Translate for his Scottish English.
Okay.
When he gets talking fast, it's like slow down. But yeah, no, it's like the what was it, Angel? The malted stuff that he puts in there with the soil.
Oh yeah, yep.
Changes everything. That like it's crazy. But I learn every day in this community. You know, I'm thankful that Angel's on here with me doing this. I learn from him every day. Bringing people on, cigar owners. I learn from cigar owners every day. And I'm thankful for this community.
Yeah,
is great time we live in for cigars. That being said, everybody who's watching, on average, there's about 29, 30 days in a month. If you're not trying a new boutique out there once a month, what the hell are you doing?
100%.
Expand the palate.
That's what I love about the cigar industry is I've evolved as a human being involved in this community. And I firmly believe in pursuit of self-growth. Like, if you're not trying to continuously grow as a person, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a kid at a candy store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a kid in a candy store looking at all the fucking candy in there and telling you, like, having your parents tell you, like, you got $5, you got 3 minutes to spend it. I'm like, what the hell? Like, my eyes are so wide open. Like, I see stuff that I've never tried.
It's just like that old grocery store show.
Supermarket Sweet. Yep.
It would run through. Supermarket Sweet. Yep.
No, see, I wouldn't be like that because I'd be like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Yeah, you want to read it first.
I want to see what it is because I'm like, because I don't want to be putting freaking, you know, Coca-Cola in my cart.
Mm-hmm.
I want to grab the small stuff.
Yep.
So how's it been? So how many lounges are you in right now, or cigar shops?
I'm in 2 cigar shops. One of it's actually owned by the same people, and then 1 lounge so far. That's how small I am. Yeah,
that's fine. You're in. Yep. You're in some places, so that's good.
And the one in the lounge, it sells out every month. It's phenomenal, and I'm grateful for that. So that's why I made more personalized. As I grow forward, I will be doing a lot more as far as that marketing inside of those small lounges that really sell. I put a tray box that I painted myself, I built, and put that in with a hanging sign, because if you want to fight against the big guys, you got to do what they're doing. They have all these custom signage in cigar humidors. I started doing that when I was new and didn't really have the money to do it. I just was like, no, this is going to bring more attention. And so people will try something new when they see that.
So within those, and this has always been a problem for me, within those cigar shops, and how well do you feel the employees in there do the appropriate customer service?
Yep.
Of actual cigar customer service. They don't necessarily have to be, you know, it's getting harder to find tobacconists in a cigar lounge.
Sure.
But
it's harder these days. Yep.
Yes, but trying to do the customer service versus just being a damn cashier.
The shops that I'm in, it's actually more of tobacco and vape shops, so not as much knowledge there. However, because of the relationships I build, they push it. Whereas in the lounge that I'm in, it's a local, very popular lounge. They've been around long before they were a lounge. They were selling cigars. And their knowledge, their whole business is built on guys that know a deep amount of in the cigar industry. And they have deep connections The lounge I'm in, it's called Abbey Cigars in Knightdale, North Carolina. They are also the founding lounge that helped start the Black Stogies as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, good to know that people are still doing customer service out there too.
Yeah. And actually
definitely.
get somebody through and talk through all the different cigars and find, what is your palate? What do you prefer? And actually be able to tell them.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I mean, my local, I would love just even the respect of, hey, these are new.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even that would help me out, but I don't get that. So it's sad, but that's my shit. So
Yeah.
I'm also not their client, I'm not their target market either, because I do so much boutique.
Yeah.
So in due respect, that's me.
Yep.
So, I don't have the fortunate ability to be on the East Coast surrounded by, so many cigar lounges. Like, God forbid if I was in Florida, oh my God, how many lounges are around? Like Ish is
Every corner. Every
blessed with the amount of cigar lounges he's around in Florida, and John and all them. Like, I don't have a lot around me.
We are limited here in Raleigh too, and some of that is the culture against tobacco. There's very few cigar lounges here. That's where outreach has to get creative. I utilize
Just
AI.
a few. That's what Ish says.
Say that again.
Ish said he's in Florida. He says he just has a few.
Yeah, every single corner. Whereas here we got like 3 in the entire area.
Ish has more cigar lounges than 7-Elevens down there.
Yeah. Whew.
So
we actually have more weed shops than 7-Elevens in California.
We do too. Trust me.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I'm blessed in Jersey because there's like cigar shops all over the place,
That's
or
fantastic.
some type of, like you said, smoke and vape and cigars. But you can get around a cigar almost anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So people always say, "What do you see yourself in 5 years?" I want to know where you see yourself in 1 year, because 5 years is like so far down the line.
Yes, you can put a plan, you can put a business plan, a projection and hopes for 5 years, but it's hopes. In the next year, my plan is to evolve and grow with some investments to get myself out of hand packaging this so that I can actually expand without losing, the time that goes into that. That is also a reason why I'm at where I'm at, because you lose that time to market and expand because you're busy producing, you're packaging and getting things ready and doing all that. So in a year from now, I hope to not only be expanded to have everything with custom boxes and everything involved in mass, in a larger quantity to be able to expand out across North and South Carolina, but also I'm going to change my online platform. We started talking about the business end earlier. If you're using a platform like Shopify, get off of it as soon as you can. I hope they don't sue me for saying that, but they take double because you can't use them to process transactions. Then you're using a third party, but you're getting charged by both. It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that affects your ability to grow. It really does, because it takes money away from the cigars and the product themselves and marketing, right?
So if you move on and start growing, do you see yourself like traveling a little bit more, going to different lounges, doing cutting lights, or showing face?
I want to get down to Florida in the next few months. I want to get to Nicaragua. I want to develop those better relationships for that custom blending. I want to get more to the West Coast. I already have guys asking me to come out there, and I'm like, as soon as I can, absolutely. We talk.
Angel, what month is a TPA event?
October. It's the first weekend of October.
Okay.
I would say that would be a good month to go down to Florida. As Ish said, all the booths are taken right now, but you can reach out to him. He can get you booked for the following year. But October 1st through 3rd, thank you, Ish. That would be a great time to go down there, because you would be able to go see what TPA is all about in a giant boutique festival. See the culture.
Cool.
If not, you can I'm going down to Ybor, Tampa area, the beginning of December.
Okay.
So they do a Heritage Cigar Festival on the 6th. But
Okay.
there's so many, leading up, there's so many events and stuff. And I know there's a bunch of guys from TPA going to show up down there. But the festival is really not the big brands. There's a lot of the smaller brands you see there.
Good.
And the culture there is unbelievable. It's like top notch.
Yeah. And I have a lot of friends down in that area too. I keep telling them when I come down, let's all connect, So
I apologize, Josh. He said there's still spaces for TPA. You'd have to talk to Ish.
okay.
They're not. It's not expensive.
Okay.
You're talking cents compared to PCA.
Sure.
In all reality, like PCA is like what, $30K to get into.
I was gonna say I know some guys that have paid $50K for a decent.
Yeah. This is not, like I said. You can reach out to Angel, can help you get in touch with BAMP Cigars Ish, and he's the head of it all. There's many other people that help out with all of that, but he can talk with you and all that. It is a phenomenal community. I can't speak highly of it enough. That is a family. That's not just a community. That is a family.
And we can bring you on a TPA meeting to see how it is, and so you can sit on and you decide on yourself how it is.
Fantastic.
There you go. He said membership and $300 per table for the weekend.
Fantastic. Okay. And the potential is
compared to $30K for PCA, right?
Right.
You're surrounded by a community of boutique community. You're surrounded by vendors. You're surrounded by consumers, lounges that want to put orders in and bring you in, as well as like me who's walking around that want to buy from you.
Awesome. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
October 1st through 3rd, right? Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people down there.
Fantastic.
So,
thank you, Factory Reserve and Hayes Gray. You guys have been.
That is Ish from BAMP Cigars right there with Factory Reserve Podcast.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you, Ish. Respect as always. Yeah. You know your family, Ish, and we respect you for everything you do for TPA.
He's also another guy that might be hard to understand with his heavy accent. He's from Spain.
Oh, cool! Awesome. I talk to people from Spain every day, so yeah.
He's got that Spanish puro.
There you go. Is that what they call that? Proper Spanish? Yeah.
Oh, he's actually got a 100% Spanish puro cigar.
Wow.
Oh,
see, I didn't know about that either. Oh my gosh, Spanish tobacco.
See, I don't have an accent when I'm typing. Angel says you do.
Yeah, his cigar from Spain is he mimicked the original cigar that was made out of Spain and picked those regions to make a cigar the way it was made originally.
Yes.
Wow.
The Sevilla 1676. He's also has a 100% African Puro.
Wow, Cameroon. Yeah.
Get on his site and look those up. The African Puro is amazing. But yeah, you're talking about cigar leaves and like wanting to try different tobaccos of the world. Like
that's amazing.
You're a boutique supporter. I'm sorry to bring BAMP into this, but you're talking different tobaccos. Like that is an African Puro and a Spanish Puro, right?
Wow.
I'm still waiting for that tobacco from Antarctica you found.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's Ish. Yes. Ish
I'm looking them up right now while we're talking. Let me get
Ish always has tobacco. He says he found. We're like, how the hell did you find that?
So his story about finding Transylvania tobacco is that, so he's like big into the castles and Dracula. And
I know a guy.
He's big into like the castles and Dracula and stuff. So he went to Transylvania just to go see the castle.
Wow.
So he's driving and he stops and said, "That's tobacco. That's cigar tobacco." So he stopped, found the people that owned the farm, went to him and said, "What are you doing with this tobacco?" He's like, "What?" Okay. He's like, "All right." So they're like making for like cigarettes or whatever and stuff. He's like, "No, this is cigar tobacco." I said, "How much do you want for it?" He said, They told him the price. He's like, "I buy it all."
Dang. Okay. That's so rare. I wonder what that even tastes like. I can't imagine. Like,
Uh-oh. It's just
Yes,
that I'm
it's-
seeing trouble next week when I'm in Honduras.
All right, yeah.
call it a bunch of them. All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I like to call Ish the mad scientist or Bill Nye the science guy of tobacco because sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, how the hell did you find that?
That's crazy. How do you even grow that in Antarctica? But that goes
I
in
don't know.
my lack of knowledge of Antarctica. That's crazy. Okay.
He went on a trip and found it. That's what he
Yeah.
does. He goes on
Drove
trip.
right
Yeah.
He goes on.
Yeah.
He goes on vacation with his wife.
got
and then he
like-
finds it.
You know, you have pigs that find truffles. Ish has a special sense in his nose that he can sniff out tobacco from like 100
As
miles
he's
away.
driving by.
Yeah. He just gets out and starts running.
That's awesome.
So he rolls for like over 130 different companies. So besides his own,
That's impressive. Wow. Man,
but he's a great guy to know, and we're gonna
Yeah.
introduce you to him.
I could
Yeah.
learn a lot from him then. Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah,
All the
and you
guys on here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Hayes Gray, yes, I'm trying to grow the Ramos beer over here.
wait. In fact, there are 2 families in Siberia growing tobacco in greenhouses.
Yes, he found that too.
Key. Yeah. Wow.
Jesus, Ish. Just when I think you're done, you still bring more knowledge to the table about other regions that grow tobacco.
Wow.
Oh. So what?
Besides,
are you
there's
still
a round the
doing-
world cigar. Hold up, there's a round the world cigar. Got 16 different countries in it.
Okay. That's phenomenal. So there's one other brand where I've had such a complex cigar because there was like 11 countries of tobacco apparently in that cigar. I don't know how you put that much
Oh,
tobacco.
I'm sorry, 17
Oh,
countries.
17. Thank you, Ish.
Six. The
Correct
other
me,
one,
Dad.
the Marvel was the one with lesser than original
Wow.
around the world. But he upped it a little bit.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to experience these.
So
I'm gonna have
you
check
want to
them out.
talk tobacco and tobacco leaf with an individual? There
Talk
you go.
with them. Perfect.
Yeah.
And he'll if you want to ever go to his house, I'm sure he'll invite you. You can try all the different types of tobacco and come up with something.
Wow.
He has the leaves at his house, which is crazy.
14 for the Marvel and 17 from the other one. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes.
That's creative. Thank
Yep,
you.
it says- Yep, his doors are open. You guys can roll together. Be like a
Absolutely.
rolling party. Be like a high school rolling party, except it won't be the candela. It'll be cigars.
I was gonna say I'll probably learn some new techniques from somebody like him. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what we
We're
do
like I
here.
said, we're about community. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're about community.
Wherever we can, swap information.
You might
and
even
tag up.
have Hayes Gray stopping by down there too at that time.
Yeah. Wow.
Be a big party.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for all of this tonight. This is great.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate the opportunity.
So what's left for the year that you would like accomplish this year?
Working on some investments to expand and grow and further my marketing. I'm actually using AI just for the research aspect of instead of paying for software that can do some of the outreach for me. I want to do it myself through AI just to gather the research, expanding that marketing that way, and also getting down to, like we've already talked about in the next few months, getting down to Tampa and Ybor City and those surrounding areas for sure.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm be there the beginning of December.
Okay.
It should be down there, but Hayes Gray will be down there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
And,
stay connected so I can make sure I can lock down
Yeah.
these dates and work on making a plan.
Mhm.
To get down there.
Yeah, like I said, definitely reach out to. You can just hit BAMF Cigars, BAMF.
Yep, got them already. I added them while we were chatting.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
Just making the family grow. That's really what we do here.
So someone watching, who never tried your cigars. Why should the next cigar be your cigar?
Yeah. I think if you give my brand the opportunity and try your cigar, I think, and not to harp on the one that they've enjoyed tonight, but I think if you like a bold, strong, well rounded, but also a high quality closed foot, a wonderful experience on a cigar. Give my Liga Ligero a try. I think it'll blow your mind. I think it will. I think for this coming from such a small brand that's still trying to make an imprint here for myself, I think it'll surprise you. Yeah.
I will say that actually blew my palate away tonight.
Fantastic.
So
Thank
Oh, I enjoyed it so much. I
Yeah.
smoked it
That-
down so I
that-
can't smoke
that
it no
was-
more.
I
I
didn't
burned
want
my
it to
lips on
end.
it.
Yeah, I didn't want it to end. That was a lot of flavor and smooth. For a full body, it was very smooth. So
And
you're
once
doing
again,
great
let's,
things.
Good.
Josh, I've had the pleasure to have your entire line now, and
It's
I
awesome.
am not a Connecticut fan, but you do have a good Connecticut.
Thank
Um,
I love my Connecticut in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
just so good with a coffee. It's just my favorite thing. Yeah.
you have
And
you have
it's-
great blends.
This is going to sound crazy, but the only other one I've enjoyed just as much is actually the Eagle Rare cigar. That Connecticut is so
Really?
smooth and mild, and it just goes really well. That's the only other Connecticut I've had. But maybe it's because of my love for the complex blends that I haven't had enough simple Connecticut's, more mild, creamy Connecticut's. That's
All right,
maybe
so-
why I say that.
We do have a tough question from the crowd. This is from Ish from Banff Cigars and Factory Reserve podcast. Using only 2 or 3 words, what clearly makes you different? What clearly differentiates your cigars from other brands?
Quality, community, and experience.
Well said. Which goes back to the start of the show of what you built the brand on is the culture of North Carolina,
Absolutely.
the community. It says good answer.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's phenomenal. Hayes Gray is saying great answer. So you're getting some good
Thank you,
feedback
guys.
there.
I appreciate that.
So once again, let everyone know where to find you, social media, websites,
Yes.
shop, anything you
Yeah.
want to put out there.
I have a full online platform. Since I'm only in stores here in the local Raleigh and North Carolina areas, check out my website at carolinanativecigars.com. You'll see pictures of me, my story. You'll see the different events I do. You'll see my products and things like that. And then follow me on Instagram at Carolina Native Cigars and Facebook as well at the same. So thank you guys.
One other thing, we're gonna have to get you in some Discord channels to hang out with us, smoke afterwards,
I love that.
and
Yeah.
just BS, and you get to meet a lot of us, a lot of other brand owners and stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll connect with
Yeah.
you.
we'll get you on.
I
So
appreciate
we've hit that 2-hour mark, which we try
Yeah.
to keep it up. So Josh, final words from your brother.
Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to be here and share my experiences and my life story and everything I'm trying to accomplish here. Thank you, Angel and Greg, and for the relationships we've built from simple things like being on Instagram Lives together. And thank you for everybody to watching, and I hope that I can follow through on this and that you guys truly enjoy these products and that I get to know each and every one of you one by one. So thank you.
Awesome.
Angel?
Hey, go out there, try something new. Try the boutique, brands. They put their, the life, the passion, everything behind it, and they're making quality cigars.
Yeah.
Try Carolina Native because it's a damn good cigar.
It is.
For me, it's a damn good cigar.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna back that on Angel. Josh has some amazing blends. You should definitely, at the minimum, try the sampler pack so that you know what he has to offer. And go from there. Always try a new boutique once a month so you know what the hell is out there. Give your palate something, give it a treat. Always support the boutique community. But from here at the Community Spotlight, we love and respect not only the brand owners, but the community. We're here for both of you, and we will always be here for everybody and do whatever we can to help people. Angel and I are always here. That's what we strive to do. So the bottom of our hearts, from everybody that showed up and watched tonight, thank you guys. Josh, thank you
Yes.
for taking time out of
Thank
your
you.
busy schedule and sitting in with us and sharing stories with us about Carolina Native. We
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks.
And
guys.
we hope to see you on Discord with us,
Absolutely.
where the shenanigans actually happen.
Yeah. I'm on Discord pretty regularly, so I look
Yes.
forward to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Ish, reach out to Josh. Let him know about TPA. He'd be a tremendous addition to the family.
Yeah.
Tell you that. So everybody, enjoy your pairings. Enjoy your boutique cigars. Have a fabulous night.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Good night.